Hi everyone and welcome to the R Girls website. Our mission at R Girls is to promote the use of R, which is a leading data science programming language, particularly in secondary schools for girls. We are fortunate to have many kind and talented individuals within our community who have designed lesson plans on a range of different topics. For example, there are lessons on math, science, and even R Markdown. You can check out the different lesson plans directly on our website. Please note these lessons are suitable for teachers and students, even with no programming experience. This tutorial is specifically designed for teachers who are interested in incorporating some of these lessons within their classroom using RStudio Cloud. By using RStudio Cloud, you don't need to worry about installing R or RStudio on your computer. Rather, you can easily share and teach the lesson plans completely online through the cloud. If R is new to you, welcome to the R community. Please know we are here to help, and we'll begin by going through all of the necessary steps to help you get started. Okay, so here we have a step-by-step guide to getting started. And now the first thing that you'll want to do is send an email to rgirlsschool@gmail.com and request access to the R Girls RStudio Cloud Workspace. And once you do this, you will receive an email invite, and it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is follow the link to sign in or sign up. And signing in is quite easy, especially if you have a Google account. You can just sign in through Google, or other options are you can sign in through GitHub, or you can also create a new account for free. In this tutorial, we will also go through how to create a base project, and this is to install all of the necessary R packages that you will use within all of your lessons. A little bit of background on what a package is. A package is a collection of code, data, and documentation all bundled together in a standardized way that can be easily shared and installed by other R users. And so by having this base project, this will allow the students to simply go through the lessons without having to worry about the installation process. And don't worry, I'll go through that step by step. We'll also go through how to add members, exactly the steps for choosing a lesson plan, which you can do straight from the R Girls website, and then how to create a new project within RStudio Cloud, and finally, how to turn that project into an assignment for your students. So let's get started by going to RStudio Cloud. And you can do this just by Googling RStudio Cloud, but this is the website. And I guess you'll actually just be able to follow the link in the email invite. And I believe it will either take you to this page or it will take you straight to the login page. And here, this is where you can easily just log in with Google. I'm going to log in with my GitHub account, so we can just do that. It might take a couple of seconds for everything to be loaded. And now I've used RStudio Cloud before, so I have some previous workspaces. This might look different for you. It might be blank, but if you go to this menu button here, you can see all of your different workspaces. And we want to find the Green Oak Academy because that's the workspace for our girls. So I'm going to go to Jenny's workspace. And now here, this should look similar to you. I'm within my Green Oak Academy workspace, and we will eventually have all of our projects here, but right now it looks blank. We don't have any projects that we have created yet. And so the first thing we're going to do is create a base project, as I briefly explain. So to do that, we're going to click New Project and New RStudio Project. And we'll give it just a minute to deploy and create this project. Okay, so this is what RStudio Cloud looks like. If you've used RStudio before, this will look very, very similar, but we are, of course, completely online. And so we can see we have our console here, we have files. There's a lot going on, but don't worry, we'll walk you through what everything is that we need. The first thing we're going to do is change the name of our project. So I'm just going to call it base for our base project, and if we just click off, we can see it's renamed. So I mentioned we use packages whenever we're programming and running some code. So in order to use a package, the first thing we have to do is install the package. To do that, there is a function, install packages. So you can see I started typing it out and it actually popped up with this suggestion. So we're going to use the install.packages. And now what we have to do is inside quotes, we have to put in the package name. And now I know, because I've used R thousands of times before, one package that I think every single lesson uses is called tidyverse. So I'm going to type in tidyverse here and click enter. And now this will take a minute or two to install all of the necessary and download all of the necessary files and functions. So while it's doing that, I will go to the R Girls website just to show you exactly how you can find the necessary packages you will most likely need. Okay, so here we are on the R Girls website. And here you can see all of the lesson plans. We have math, science, geography, R, and R. So for example, if we go to math lessons, and these are all of the different lessons, let's scroll down and just click on one. So this equations of straight lines, you can see if you scroll down just a bit, after the lesson objectives, there it says packages used in this lesson, and it says tidyverse. So that means the only package you need to be able to run this lesson is tidyverse, which we are currently installing. So if you know you want to do a specific lesson, this is a really good way to see what packages you need. However, another option is this is what I would recommend for everyone. If you go to the Getting Started tab, and this will be updated soon because of course I'm recording the video that you'll see shortly. But here I've gone through all of the current lesson plans that we have to date, and I've just made a list of all of the packages that are used. So I would recommend coming here and taking a look and making sure to install all of the packages here. So I've just installed tidyverse. Next, I'm going to install Leaflet. And now you can see there is this blue arrow at the bottom of my screen. That means everything is downloaded and I'm ready to install my next package. Now I can click enter and I want to put Leaflet. The next one is called GG Easy. And please don't worry if you've never heard of any of these packages before. Once you go to the individual lessons, you'll start to get a better sense of what these packages are. Okay, and next we have GG Easy. And so here I actually forgot to use quotes, and I just wanted to show you what happens if you do forget. It says error installing this package, GG Easy is not found, and that's just because I made a slight typo, and we just have to add in the quotes here. And now you can see it's installing the package correctly. And the last one we have here. Okay, perfect. So now I have all of the packages installed. It's possible by the time you're watching, there will be more packages listed here. So again, please do check this out. We will try to keep this always up to date. And now I do want to point out here, it's really important to try to plan ahead and install all of the packages you may need even for future lessons that you haven't spent time thinking about just yet. And this is because if you need to install a new package at a later time and you forgot to install it right now, you will actually need to go through this entire process again, and you'll have to create a new base project and then reinstall all of the packages plus the new one. So to try to avoid the hassle, this is why I recommend just installing all of the packages listed here. Okay, so that's what we needed to do in order to get all of the packages installed. We do have to change a couple of the settings. So here within our base project, we want to click on the setting button, go to access, and we want to select, make sure that everyone in your workspace can view this project. Okay, great. So now I'm going to click off here, and I'm going to go back to my workspace outside of this project. So now we can see we've created our base project, and we made it so everyone has access to it. Now that we're in our general workspace, now we're going to click on the settings button out here. So this allows us to change the settings within the workspace. So we can see here there's a base RStudio project, and this is what we want to change. So we want to select base. And if you titled your base project something else, make sure to select that one. But mine was titled base, so I'm going to click base and select OK. All right, so now when we go back to our workspace, it actually, now the first time I did this, I thought I accidentally deleted it, but the base project is still there. It's just hidden right now. But don't worry, it is still running in the background for everyone. And now what happens, because we created this base project and we linked it to our workspace, this means whenever you create a new project, for example, a new lesson plan, all of those packages will automatically be installed. So the students will not have to worry about installing anything. So that's why this base project is so important and really useful. Okay, so we've just created our base project, and now the next step is to, of course, add members and add the students. So within our workspace, we can click on this drop-down button here and go to members. You can click on add members. All you have to do is type in the email address. For example, I have an old one. You want to make them, if they're your students, their role should be contributor. You can add text to include in the invitation and then just click add. I'm not going to actually do this because this is just an example. I do want to point out, you make sure to just double check the option settings here. You want to make sure this is selected here so the invitation is required. So add specific members to the space by sending invitations. And then if you scroll down, there are some other permissions. Don't worry about them. You should not have any of these checked. So this is what yours should look like as well. Okay, so then you'll be able to go through and add all of your students. And the next thing we want to do is actually create our first project. And to do that, we need to choose a lesson plan. So if we go back to our Girls website, we can go to lesson plans, and I will just randomly choose one of the R lessons. So here we have the first R markdown lesson. So I've clicked on it, and here you can go through, you can see the lesson on the website, but what we want to do now is download this .rmd file. So an RMD file is actually called an R markdown file, and this is what we will use and upload within the RStudio Cloud. So I'm going to click this, and you can see it's just downloaded here. And now if I go back to RStudio Cloud, I'll go back to my workspace here. Now we want to create a new project, right? So similar to how we created a base project, we're going to go new project, new RStudio project. Okay, so the first thing, again, I'm going to change this. So I'm just going to call it R Markdown. And we want to upload the RMD file. So you can click this button here. So you can see it says upload files. And the directory should be correct. It should be uploading to the cloud and to your project. But all we want to do is select the file. So in my downloads, I'm just going to select the Markdown 1 file. So you can see I'm choosing this .rmd file. And now that was pretty easy, and we can see that it's already appeared within our files. We can see markdown1.rmd. So just like that, we've put in the R Markdown lesson within RStudio Cloud. So now we can actually look at the lesson. So here we can see, as soon as I click this, we've actually opened up a new pane over here. I'm just going to make it a little bit larger. And this is what the lesson looks like. And straight away, you can see we needed to have tidyverse installed in this lesson. So we've already installed tidyverse, but we actually, whenever we start a new session or a new script, we have to tell R exactly what packages we need to load in. So we do that by calling this library function. So to do this, we can just run this button here. And you can see the green arrow is good. It means it's running. And let me double click here. And you can see it's loaded in and attached all of the packages. Now I just wanted to point that out because remember we created the base package, we've already installed tidyverse, so we don't need to install it again. All we have to do is load it in by this library function. Okay, great. So I'll just go through this script very, very briefly, but you can see there's some notes about the introduction, the lesson objectives, success criteria, and so on. And then as we go down a little bit further, you can see there's some area that's a little bit shaded in gray. This is called an R chunk. And if you follow the instructions, you can read through and it will tell you, you can type, for example, type 2 plus 10 into the R chunk. So let's just quickly do this. We can just copy and paste it. And now we can run the code by clicking this button. And just like that, we run the code and we can see the output straight here, right here. Okay, that's really cool. And I just wanted to give you a quick example of that. I'm going to delete that. And I just saved it. If you do something and it's not saved, you can see it will be red. So you just want to make sure to always save your work. So now let's just go back. We've chosen our lesson. We created a new project. So the final thing we have to do is turn the project into an assignment. And to do this, we're in our current project. We want to click on settings and go back to this access. Everyone, again, we want to make sure everyone can view it. And now there's this option to make this project an assignment. And we just select that. And that is all set. And now I believe if I go back to my workspace, yes, you can see I've created the new project and it even says it's an assignment. It will look different for you and I because we're the creators, we're the admin of our workspace. So right now it looks like it's just an assignment for us. But once you add all of your students as members, they'll be able to see this project and they'll actually be able to click on it to start the assignment. So an assignment is really cool because as the instructor, you have access to all of the students' assignments that they are working on. Now, only the student can access their own, so they can't see each other's. But as the instructor, you can go in and check in on their work and see, and it's a really great way to help with any troubleshooting or things like that. So that's pretty much how to go ahead and create your, to set up your workspace, to set up a base project, and to create your first lesson plan. And now, of course, you can go through the same process if you want to add a new lesson plan and just follow the same steps. So I hope you found this useful. We are really excited to share all of our lessons with you, and we hope to have more lessons in the future. So please keep checking in and enjoy using R and teaching R to all of your students. Thanks so much for watching.